I know. I mean, it's one of those herbs that I think is underdone.
As I said, I mean, in terms of in the pool room,
Yeah.
which is like going like to the cabinet, like in terms of, you know,
Yeah.
for American friends, like our trophy cabinet.
Yeah.
This has got to be on the top shelf. Welcome to the ATP Project. You're with your host, Steve and Jeff. Today we're talking about ashwagandha, also known as Withania.
Yep.
Now, Steve-O, where does the word come from? Where is this herb from?
Yeah.
It's popular.
Yeah. Very popular, and it's an Indian herb.
Right.
So it's
where did it come up with two names, ashwagandha and Withania? Most
yeah.
people call it ashwagandha now.
Yeah, they do. It's like there's Latin and there's a common name for it,
Right.
with all herbs. And funny enough, that most people use common names. Like if I say I'm going to put some Zingiber officinalis on my fish, people are going to go, what are you doing? That's ginger.
Right.
By the way, do you know what the officinalis means?
No.
Like when you hear that, you see like Taraxacum officinalis. That means that it was used in medicine.
Right.
Used as an official medicine.
Wow.
So Zingiber officinalis is ginger.
Man, ginger. Well, nausea. I mean,
Yep.
so many good things with ginger, right? Holy
It's
cow.
one of the only chemicals that has been shown to be effective for the treatment of migraines. Yeah, I know you know the nausea, and it's great for arthritis, but it's one of the only medicines that reduce calcitonin gene-related peptide.
How's this?
Yeah, so it's one of those special ones.
Okay.
So it's got some really awesome benefits. But yeah, so Withania is its like Latin name.
Okay.
But it's ashwagandha is its like common name. But if I said to you, take some purple coneflower, which is a common name for echinacea.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So echinacea is the Latin name. So
Right.
so weirdly herbalists.
Some things.
Yeah, they use Latin or common names.
So, Steve-O, talk to me about ashwagandha. I mean, obviously it's popular.
Yeah.
But, you know, just tell me.
All right. Its main area of supremeness is in the head. Okay. It's a great herb for your brain.
Right.
This is where it's main, and I'm gonna actually, contradict myself a bit later, but it's mainly neurological.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to go through a few of these studies here, and this is a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled study on ashwagandha root on cognitive functions in healthy but stressed adults.
Is that the main call to fame of ashwagandha is to do with stress?
It is. That's its main claim to fame.
Okay.
So, but I'm going to contradict myself a bit later and show you there's some other benefits.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so what they did in this study was they got people that were very stressed, had a high stress, and they gave them 300 milligrams of an extract of ashwagandha per day, just one capsule, and it was placebo controlled. So what that means, for those who don't know what placebo means, is they gave someone a capsule with like sawdust in it that looked like ashwagandha, and then they gave the other guys the ashwagandha, and the person giving the tablets out didn't know what they were giving out. That's double blind.
Yeah.
So the person didn't know what they were getting, and the doctor or the herbalist giving it says, well, here, take this one, bottle A, and bottle B. So that's what double blind.
Considered like gold standard, and then from there, meta-analysis, obviously.
And they randomized them. So they said, okay, they didn't just, it doesn't mean, randomization doesn't mean it was random. It's nothing to do with random. They actually select, like if there's 60 people in the study, they select 30 and 30, and they try and match them up. So there's 15 women in this group, 15 women in that group, 15 men.
Between the same sorts of age groups, same sorts of BMI, that sort of kind of, similarities, right?
So a randomization is not random.
No.
It's when you pick people so they're direct comparison.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't randomize them and you picked that this group made them stronger and there just happened to be more men in there, then you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to randomize them. So it's a very, very good study. Now, I'm going to go through some of the things here. And the ashwagandha versus the placebo group, you're going to love this. Okay, so what they did was they did a memory score. Now, memory scores are usually rated between sort of 10 and 15.
Right.
Okay. So when you're stressed, your memory score is around, in this case, was 10.1. So they were quite stressed individuals.
So when you're stressed, typically your recall's worse, right?
Yeah. You don't think well. In the ashwagandha group, it went up to 12.9.
Oh. So it went from?
Yeah, it went, well, they started them off and they were around 10.
Yep.
The cigarette, nothing happened. They went to 10.1.
Right.
And then these guys went to 12.9.
Wow.
So their memory improved.
Significant. Yeah.
Yeah, very, how significant?
Yeah.
Less than 0.0001. So that's a highly significant result.
Yeah, right.
Very important. And that was after the fourth visit or fourth week.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, they also improved their sleep, and they have this quality index called the Pittsburgh Sleep Quality Index, and they had a massive improvement in their sleep score, and again, P smaller than 0.0001.
So what's this Pittsburgh? I mean, because I appreciate a lot of people talk about, okay, so there's lots to talk about sleep. Falling asleep, staying asleep, a quality of sleep, depth of sleep, waking up feeling refreshed and how, so much to talk about sleep. So
all those things are in the Pittsburgh test. It's like the quality, the length, the time, the time to sleep. So it improved it dramatically.
Wow.
Yeah. They also did blood tests.
So can you describe dramatically any more, Steve? Because I know there's a lot of people probably listening to this going, well, geez, I mean, they'll probably just take it off that alone. But is there any highlights that you could point to in that study? Or
well, absolutely. As I said, with that, the p-value was 0.0001. So it really massively improved all aspects of sleep.
All aspects?
All aspects across the board for that one. It's a huge p.
And this was just based on 300 milligrams of ashwagandha?
Yep.
Well, did it matter when they took it? Like, do you take it?
It was once a day.
Once a day?
Once a day.
Did it say what time of day? Because if it didn't, it's probably not important.
It didn't say when they took it. It'll be once a day, so yeah.
It doesn't really matter?
No, it doesn't really matter because it does an effect throughout the body.
Okay.
It also reduced cortisol levels.
Well, we know that's directly resulted to stress, right?
But you can't fake that.
No.
You can't go down cortisol, take my blood now. You can't do that sort of thing. But what I also loved about this is that, help with sleep, all that sort of stuff, and it very much helped with stress. But what they found was that, and I'll read the conclusion here, one ashwagandha capsule once a day for 9 days improved memory and focus, psychological well-being, a happiness scale went up, and sleep quality, reduced stress levels, and was safe and well tolerated. There were no adverse effects. How good is that?
Steve, with people specifically around cortisol, we know that cortisol is a stress release hormone. Mm-hmm. You need it first thing in the morning, obviously, to help you wake up. But if you're getting too much of it, which typically happens when you're under stress and you've got anxiety and all the rest of it, what happens to your body?
Well, it breaks down muscle mass.
And what happens to your waistline?
It grows.
It's funny.
Because you get the cortisol belt around here.
That's it. And this is something that I've heard a lot with people, especially executives, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Really high levels of stress. Probably not the best sleep as well, too, depending on how they go. Yeah. I've heard of a lot of them using ashwagandha. All of a sudden, they're dropping 1 to 2 belt sizes and not really changing much else.
No. This will do it.
Yeah.
If you're stressed, this will do it. Because I've got another study here, which they just picked on stress, and it's, again, a randomized, double-blind, placebo-controlled trial. Now, what they found was that they said, yes, everyone in this study found great reductions in stress, but this study was more about how did it reduce stress? Like, what does it actually do in the body? And they did all these blood tests and everything, and they found, I'll quote, they said, conclusions, these findings suggest that ashwagandha's stress-relieving effects may occur via modulating effects of the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis.
Wow.
So it really does change your brain chemistry to normalize that stress response in your body. Okay, so in this study, they took stressed individuals. So they're stressed. It didn't solve their financial problems or their woman problems or whatever problems they've got, men problems, whatever it is.
That'd be nice if there was a pill for that.
So they really, really investigated, so these people are all stressed, and they randomize them and they test them. And it was absolutely incredible what happened with regards to their stress responses. Here's the page I was looking for.
Yeah,
it's got all the graphs. Okay, so I'm going to show you cortisol and what happens on the placebo and what happens with the time of day. But I can't show you the other one because that's a little bit of a surprise.
Okay.
So I'm just going to show you one of these graphs here.
Yeah.
And without even guess which one is the ashwagandha?
Well, I would say the solid black line, which is on a significant trajectory down on the level of cortisol, going from 14 all the way down to 10.
Correct.
Whereas if the dotted line is the placebo, it was relatively unchanged and stayed at 14 over a 60-day period. Yeah. And they measured it 3 times. Day 0.
Yep.
Day 30 and day 60.
Yep. Look at that. What a great result. It just plummeted.
It's unbelievable.
Special for later. I've got to...
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is a question that does come to mind, Steve, but maybe do you want me to ask now?
Yeah, go for it.
So we know that problems in the bedroom, a lot of it arises from stress.
Oh, yeah.
So does ashwagandha improve performance in the bedroom?
All right. All right.
Am I jumping ahead, am I?
No.
I'm sorry, Steve, but I've got a dirty mind. I just constantly think of how I can perform better. Not that there's really much room for improvement, I've got to say. Just let me tell you, I'm fine.
Okay.
But but in all seriousness,
you're actually quite smart. Because you actually...
That's the first time I've been.
Now, I didn't brief you on what these studies I've got.
No.
Okay. So this is a trial, a randomized controlled trial, on the effects of ashwagandha on well-being and sexual performance in adult males, a randomized controlled trial. Look at that title.
Yeah, right.
Okay?
It's got to, though, because, I mean, I've got to say, like, and I'm noticing in today's, stressed out, mixed up, muddled up, shook up world, except for Lola, of course, is that stress is having a major impact on relationships. Of course, one being intimacy.
Yes, absolutely.
So if that's doing that to cortisol, people are sleeping better, it's improving mood.
Yep.
It's got to enhance the quality time, let's call it.
Well, I'm going to read the conclusion, but the results are even more exciting. You're right? Yeah, this is really exciting.
Yeah.
These findings suggest, quote, and I'm just quoting this, ashwagandha demonstrated a significant subjective perception of sexual well-being and assisted in increasing serum testosterone in the participants.
Well, hang on a minute. There's a very, very important question that is probably the most important question I've ever asked you on this podcast.
Has it got to do with erections?
Actually, the opposite.
Oh, okay, good.
Does it work on women?
Well, this was done on males, this study. But I'm going to...
there's no point in having a bat and nowhere to
There is a woman's study coming up.
Okay.
And
right,
yes,
that could
it
be
does.
Good. Okay.
But this was done on men.
Yeah, I mean, if you step up to the plate, but there's no pitcher, mate, there's just no point. You're just swinging your bat in the air doing nothing.
So this works. Now, again, the dose, 300 milligrams.
Right.
Where does that sound familiar? An 8-week randomized double-blind placebo-controlled trial, 50 participants with lower sexual desire were randomized to take 300 milligrams. 300 milligrams twice a day, sorry.
Okay, 600 milligrams. Yeah.
Now, what I love about this is the results.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, it does improve the bedroom, but I want to get to the results because there's 6 criteria that helps you in the bedrooms.
Wow.
Okay, the first one is, and this is awkward, but the first one is sexual cognition / fantasy. So it's like your thoughts and arousals and all that sort of stuff.
Well, I mean, you've got to say that's probably where most of it starts, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And you get a massive improvement in that when you're on ashwagandha.
Really?
Do you want to know the p-value?
Yeah.
Less than 0.0001.
Wow.
So highly significant.
Wow.
Yeah, now that's taking 600 milligrams of this stuff. This is, passing. Now, what about sexual arousal? Which is the
desire for it.
No, desire's later.
Oh, sexual arousal.
It's like the growth of your anatomy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they've got an index for this, and it went from 14 to 19. So you got a massive improvement in your
area
anatomy. What can I say? What's the
anatomy's fine?
Yeah. Do you want to know the p-value for that? 0.0001. Again. Super duper duper significant improvement.
Wow.
Now, what about your behavior when you're actually on the job? That's what it's all about.
And he's nailed the dismount too.
Yes, he's done everything. The performance, massive improvement. Again, significant value, 0.0001.
Wow.
What about your perceived, and this one you can't really measure.
How the opposite person perceives you? Wow, that's great. I mean, if that improves that, it gives them bear goggles.
Well, the next criteria is a self-perception one, is how potent your orgasm was.
Wowzers.
It's orgasm. Okay, so your perceived orgasm score.
Wow.
And we've all scored that before.
Yes, doctor. I mean, we're professional here.
It went from 6 to 11. So a massive increase.
Holy cow, that's almost a doubling.
Yeah. Almost doubled your orgasm power and potency and your perception. All the P's. P-value?
Impressive.
It's going to sound boring, 0.0001.
So really, again, really, okay.
But what about desire? Does it help with desire? Yes, it does. Amazingly.
Don't say it like that, Steve. Don't say it like that, Steve.
P-value, 0.0001.
But like, how did they increase desire by what did it go from to?
From 10 to 16.
So like a 60% increase. So instead of wanting it maybe once a week, you're probably going to almost twice a week. Like desire. Does that make sense? I'm trying to put it into real world.
But desire is your willingness to want to have sex. The placebo group didn't increase.
Steve, I'm going to ask you the most important question that I've ever asked you.
Okay.
Does it work on women?
Yes, it does. So
what? It does?
It does.
Okay.
It does.
We'll get to that in a minute. But this is on men.
This is on men.
Right.
This is on men.
Because, I mean, I can see guys here ordering this in little bags, darling, why does my teeth, what does my tea taste like horse piss?
Yes.
Because that's what it tastes like, unfortunately. There's no sneaking that into the tea. Anyway, we'll get there in a minute. You're
going to love this, though. This is what it did. It's actually a potent testosterone booster. Yeah. It went from 402 in the baseline to 474, an increase of p-value 0.0001.
Okay, so that's what total testosterone production?
Yep.
So that's nanomoles or whatever they call them?
Yeah, nanomoles, yeah.
Nanomoles.
That's nanograms per deciliter. It's an American thing. But it also slightly reduced prolactin, so that's good.
Okay.
You really want to reduce prolactin. Now, the placebo group, testosterone went from 415 to 420, so bugger all. No difference. So this boosted testosterone by about 20%. We talk about Tonkat Ali, and it's in that range there. Reducing prolactin slightly. It didn't reach clinical significance, but it reduced it from 8.3 to 8.0. So that's a slight bugger all, but it didn't increase it. The placebo slightly went up non-significantly.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at I'll go back to the results and I'll show you.
That's incredible.
Yeah, there's a lot of orgasm stuff. Look at all the p-values.
I don't know.
Well, look at them. They're all just absolutely amazing.
That is incredible.
Yeah. And if I flick over the page just so you can see it.
Well, no wonder it's bloody so popular, right?
Oh, it's super popular. That's the testosterone one there, and you can see the p-value there. It's highly significant.
Wow.
Amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, published in the paper. So people go, where'd you get that shit from? Okay, it's the effects of a standardized route of ashwagandha on well-being and sexual performance in adult men, a randomized controlled trial published in 2022.
Okay.
So
who published it?
Who published it? It was published in Health Science Reports. So that's a pretty mainstream medical journal. So, yeah, I mean, how good is that?
Very good.
Now, if you boost testosterone,
yes,
what do you think? I'm going to sell this to you now. I think this is something that you and I should both take. Because let's say you wanted to go to the gym.
Speak for yourself, Steve.
Oh, well.
No,
I'll take it.
I'm going to.
I'll already take it. It's already in something I take. I won't detail what that is.
No.
But it is. Now, you're going to love this. But let's say you were going off to the gym. Okay?
Yep.
And let's say you're a male. We know it's good for males.
Okay.
But you're a stressed male.
Not hard to believe.
Yeah.
It's easy if you try.
Yes. Yeah. But let's say you've got to go through a bit of stress.
But
yeah.
I can relate.
Let's say you want to boost your testosterone as well.
I do.
And let's say you want to go to the gym and perform better.
I do.
Right. Well, guess what it does in the gym for you? Withania, or ashwagandha, is one of the most potent pre-workout herbs you can take.
Really?
Yes.
Tell me why.
All right. Well, I'll just read you the take-home message.
Yeah.
And this is in women too. They did a study, and this is a study on, it's a meta-analysis and review, systemic review meta-analysis, strongest piece of evidence. And this title is Effects of Ashwagandha on Physical Performance, Systemic Review and Meta-Analysis. So this was published in the Journal of Functioning Morphology and Kinesiology, and it was published in 2021, so fairly recent. And it found ashwagandha supplementation was more efficacious than placebo over improving variables related to physical performance in men and women.
Like what performance metric exactly are we talking about?
Okay.
Are we talking about increased muscle strength? Are we talking about better endurance? Are we talking about increased nitric oxide?
This is where it gets very interesting.
Okay.
Because there's a whole
fat oxidation. I mean, tell me, Steve. My mind can imagine lots of really good beneficial things.
Okay, you ready? Yep. This is like I'm going through all these.
All right.
Hit you with some of them.
Hit me.
Hit you. All right. Maybe useful. Prevents physical exhaustion.
Okay. Improves
your speed. Okay. Improves lower limb strength and neuromuscular coordination dramatically.
Wow.
Yeah. So
great for football players and that sort of stuff as well too.
Yep. And also it improves muscle strength. That's another study.
Good for jumping. So good for basketballers as well.
Yep.
Okay.
And if you're an elite athlete, it improves the sports performance in elite athletes of up to 7%. And you might go, 7% is not much.
7% an elite athlete.
Huge.
7% huge anyway. 7% is massive.
VO2, it improves it by 5 to 6%.
Get out.
Yep, in VO2 in hockey players. Professional or semi-professional hockey players, these ones. Okay. It increases hemoglobin levels in the blood.
So more oxygen in the blood.
Yep. And it prevents oxidative stress.
Wow.
It increases superoxide dismutase, which is one of the most potent antioxidants, by 18%.
Last podcast, we were talking about free radical damage, and we're talking about how antioxidants are not sexy anymore. That's sexy.
This is sexy. This is very sexy because it's good for the bedroom too. There is a marker for free radicals, MDA, all right, and the marker went down by 18%. I mean, wow. 14 days of Withania supplementation decreased reaction time compared to a placebo. So it has a positive effect on your reaction time.
How much did it increase reaction time by, Steve?
It increased it by, reduced the reaction time by 8.14%.
Wow. Again, that's massive.
So that's pretty good.
So again, sprinters.
Yep.
Boom.
So reaction time is like if you're a goalkeeper. And
bloody oath.
Yeah, got to move. So that's pretty good.
That's huge.
Yep. It improves. This is a really interesting study, this one. Withania root extract increases cardiorespiratory endurance and improves quality of life in healthy athletic adults. Now, how they got that was they give them a score, which is your quality of life, and it improved that by 6%. But their physical health improved by 14%, but their psychological health, the stress and everything, reduced by 20% or improved by 20%.
Wowzers.
So how good is that? But wait, there's more.
As I like to say, this is kind of like...
There's more pages. I know we haven't got hours, but...
No, keep going.
Yeah, all right.
Keep going. I'm not getting bored yet. This is all bloody awesome. Right. So, you know that film, The Castle?
Yep.
Which is, I reckon, one of Australia's best ever movies, right?
That's an Aussie, right?
And we talk about these things, Steve, and we talk about pomegranate, and we talk about, reishi mushroom, and we talk about, these different compounds that you and I like.
Yep.
Do you know what I'm going to say about this one here?
What's that?
It's going straight to the pool room.
Yes.
Because and that for our American friends, do yourself a favor and watch it. It's got Eric Banner in it, who was in
Hulk.
What else was he in? He was in Troy. Yeah. He was in Black Hawk Down.
He was good film. In that.
Yeah. That. What else was he in? He was in Time Traveler's Wife, I think.
Oh yeah,
that was actually kind of cool. If you haven't watched it, anyway, Eric Banner, one of I love him because he started off as a comedian and he had his own show and he had Mickey Rourke on there the first time, and Mickey Rourke, I think he was drunk as a judge, and isn't that a strange?
But he's also played a character called Peter, the Aussie
Peter
Yobbo.
Yeah. Anyway. He's in there with who's the other awesome Australian guy with the moustache? I love this guy as well too. Yeah. Had Bud Tingle, and who's the other guy? The main guy. He's such a good cast. Sophie Monk was it? No, not Sophie Monk. What was her name? She was like really attractive girl from the
pretty girl
from the 80s and 90s. Right. I haven't seen her much lately. Anyway. He's awesome in that film. He's a kickboxer out the back. Anyway, do yourself a favour and watch that movie.
Yes.
If you really want to understand quintessential Australian humour, it's great. What do we call that, love?
Oh, it's amazing.
It's amazing. But anyway, straight to the pool room, Steve.
Yeah, straight to the pool room.
And that's already.
Yeah. Well, I've got probably the last one I want to talk about because it goes on forever. But this was a study on untrained men, 50 untrained men. Now, if you take this compared to the placebo, okay, so placebo is you still do the training, but you don't get the ashwagandha. They increase their arm size, and you won't even believe me. But if you look at this, third one down, the arm in centimetres squared, Look how much arm growth you get on top of the placebo.
Nearly 60%.
Well, that was 17% greater arm growth.
16%, 17%.
17%.
What's
the chest? You get 3.
What's that one?
Which one? PB. That's your personal best.
138%.
Yes, it increased strength dramatically. And again, peer-reviewed study, but they took 600 milligrams a day, which is quite a high dose.
Increased their recovery by nearly 100%.
Yes. Oh, yeah, definitely. And
Steve, you can't brush over these things.
No. But that's your cholecystokines. That's the breakdown at 24 to 48 hours.
Oh.
So it lessens muscle damage as well.
What?
Yeah.
So what was the amount that people were taking during the Steve? Because this is just wonderful.
600 milligrams was the
So it's split 300.
Yeah. 300 a day will help your brain and all that sort of stuff. You want the physical stuff? 600.
We want upstairs and downstairs,
Yeah,
Steve.
we want downstairs. So the sex one was 600. That's the important one, isn't it? Don't give a crap about anything else. But
well, yeah.
But it's funny because while that's the crescendo, I think one of this study I've got in my hand.
Did you say
now,
crescendo?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the pinnacle. I mean, for a lot of people.
Sure.
But I'm leaving this one till last. Is
this your last paper?
Last paper.
Oh, man. This has been such a good time. Was there anything else in that paper?
Oh, yeah.
Well, then don't leave us hanging, brother.
I didn't want to, like
over-egg the pudding?
Overeat the pudding.
No. Let's put extra egg. Let's put extra.
Let's
Just run through the other things just quickly.
All right. Okay. So let's say you want to take it and you want to go to the gym.
Yep.
Now this is 500 milligrams a day, so quite a high dose.
Yeah.
Your maximum squat, 18% strength.
See, you wanted to brush over this.
Oh, there's so many.
There's so many guys out there would just be going for that alone.
Yeah. You got to take 500 a day.
But I think we've already established, Steve, as far as I'm concerned, split 300 milligram doses is the way to go. Anyway, keep going.
Yep. All right. So one thing I loved about this study was it improved. Well, I'll read this statement. 8 weeks of supplementation of the aqueous Withania brewed extract was associated with a significant reduction in stress levels and improved overall quality of life. So that's everything. So they just felt better. They did better.
Is this men and women or just men at this stage?
That study was done on men and women. There you go.
Did women increase their squats by 18%, or is that just done on men?
That last one was done on men. It was just 38 men. A couple more studies. You want
these? Keep going. Right. Don't.
All right. Well, this one was done on men and women.
Yeah.
Okay. So it reduced cortisol, and it also increased testosterone in men, but not in women.
Aha. See, this is what I wanted to get to, Steve-O.
Do you want to know how much it reduced the cortisol by? You're going to love this. 23%.
Jeez.
Again. So that's quite incredible. It was 240 milligrams.
There's only 240 milligram doses.
Yeah, that's still a high dose. But these are all pretty high doses. Yeah. So isn't that amazing?
It is.
And the last study here is 120 milligrams.
Yep.
Increases the overall quality of sleep and increases the quality of life and the physical and psychological levels. Now, there were so many factors that they measured in this last study here. It was a 2020 study. It was 150 people, about 50-50 men and women, increased dramatically all aspects of their life. So I'm talking sleep, stress, psychological and physical levels improved dramatically. So incredible. So their physical health improved by 13% and their psychological health improved by 11%. So depending on what aspect you wanted to measure, all their aspects of their life to improve dramatically.
This is awesome.
Isn't it awesome?
This is really, really good.
I know. I mean, it's one of those herbs that I think is underdone.
As I said, I mean, in terms of in the pool room,
yeah,
which is like going like to the cabinet, like in terms of, for American friends, like our trophy cabinet.
Yeah.
This has got to be on the top shelf.
Well, I mean,
you're affecting so many things. You're affecting cognition. You're affecting quality of sleep. You're reducing stress levels. You're improving your overall outlook. You're improving your sexual performance.
Yeah. Incredible, isn't it?
Your VO2 max. For athletes.
And
who shouldn't be taking it? Tell me a person that should not be taking it.
Now, this is probably one of the most important studies.
All right, so this is the piece de resistance.
Well, I think it is.
This is the cream of the crop. You've left the best to last, have you?
Yeah, you might think this one is, but I think this one's the most important one because this was a meta-analysis
Okay.
of 5 randomized controlled trials. And they gave it for at least 8 weeks.
Okay.
No.
How much did they give?
Well, it depended on the study, but
Okay.
up to 600 milligrams per day.
Seems to be the sort of the upper limit. Yep.
And what they found in this one, and this is incredible, it's a meta-analysis published 2021, and it dramatically improved the quality, quantity, and all aspects of the person's sleep. Now, imagine if you could improve someone's sleep that dramatically, all aspects of it, how better they would feel throughout the day. You know, you'd get performances, you get more testosterone, you get less cortisol, everything.
Well, you think about it, right? I mean, like your body's producing a crap ton of hormones and doing a lot of processes while you sleep. And I mean, we know that a lack of quality sleep is one of the major issues in terms of disease.
Exactly.
So,
and yeah, look, it helps your PP, helps you at the gym, but can we say PP? It does. It does. It helps your anatomy, male anatomy.
Okay.
And so, but helping you sleep, it's absolutely incredible. Now, I want to show you this graph. Now this is a summary of the big 5 trials that they looked at. Okay. And if you just look at down the side there, which ones of them were found to be beneficial? You look down this column over there, all 5 beneficial. So there was no argument about it. It just it helps dramatically.
Wow. And these were done, obviously, double-blind placebo.
Yep. They're all randomized controlled trials. So if you want something that will really help you sleep, or take before you go to the gym, or take before sexy time, or take because you're stressed or anxious, this is for you. I mean, this is one you can take in the morning and at night and before your gym work. So let's say, because I know you sometimes work out after work. You know, I'm a morning person, but you could take this before you go work out better, and then sleep better.
Yeah. Do we know with that other trial sort of what sort of length of time before training was ideal?
They took it an hour before.
An hour before.
Yeah.
Because obviously you need time to digest, get into the bloodstream and obviously work.
Now,
and it's funny because when I used to sell supplements, when I had a supplement store, I talked to a lot of people about sports-specific timing around certain nutrition. But it sounds like this could have a cumulative effect.
Yeah.
It sounds like it has a non-timing effect on sleep.
That's right. You can take it once a day.
But it also sounds like if you are a sports person, that taking this potentially an hour before you train may improve certain aspects of VO2 max, strength, leg speed, reaction time. Holy cow, this is a game changer.
And then after your gym workout, you can go home and have sexy time with the wife.
Well, I think this is the next thing. What we need,
else. Or the husband, or I should say, whoever. Well, it was only tested on men.
Yes. And well, the disappointing thing is that it doesn't improve sexy time for women. But do you know what I reckon? And this is serious.
Just haven't been tested.
No. I reckon the biggest handbrake for a lot of women is ugly men. No, I actually don't think it's ugly men because men are all ugly to me.
Ugly, yeah.
But I think the biggest handbrake for women, and that not all, but a lot of women, is stress.
Yeah,
I think, and if you can reduce the stress levels, probably copulation is going to happen more often.
Absolutely, it will. So I think it will help. I mean, it reduces the big thing is it's, as I said at the start, it's for your head. It's the best things for your head. And then I said I'll contradict myself and say it's for your body as well. But it's good for everything. It's good from the top of your head to your toes. You know, it'll help you run. I mean, what doesn't it do?
Not much.
I just love it. It's one of my favourite herbs.
Well, Steve, I knew ashwagandha was good. Some aspects of that I knew. Some aspects that I did not know.
No.
So, man, that was really, really cool. Really cool.
Love it, eh?
So get into it. You know, again, it's something that we've recommended and we use and we promote, but the benefits are probably greater than what I actually thought. So I'm going to rethink my taking of this herb when I take it and how I use it.
Yeah.
So, good one.
No worries.
Thanks,
cool,
Steve. Yeah, well done. Awesome.
See you next week.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us, and we'll be back next week with some more. All right, Australiana time again, Steve-o.
Great.
All right, there we go. So, what do you got?
All right, this is a bit rude, but if I said that you're wearing your birthday suit.
Yeah, well, this is actually a bit more to the story than that. Matt and I were talking about this yesterday. But birthday suit is butt naked.
Butt naked.
So birthday suit, which is funny. I didn't know that was an Australian term. I would have to fact check that because anyway, it's in the book. So
it's in the book. It's in the Bible.
But yeah, I think Matt and I were talking about this. Did I mention this already or not yet? I don't think so. So, you know, typically on Tuesdays, you know, we'll have a bit of a get together.
Yep.
And Matt reached out to Steve and said, "Hey mate, you got anything on this afternoon?" And Steve goes, "Nothing at all." Yeah, and so then we jumped onto the Zoom call and everybody was a bit meat and two veg, Steve.
I know. I'm sorry about that.
That's not what we meant.
I thought the road was close.
So we saw the birthday.
I know.
We saw the birthday suit.
And it was cold, all right? It's winter.
It wasn't that cold.
You know, looked cold.
So we've got some.
Is it bad if you pick on yourself?
No.
That's right.
No.
That's right.
All right. So, Steve,
yes,
we're getting through bees, and there's so many. So, I wanted to cut these down a little bit. I love the double meaning ones as well too. What about Billy?
Well, a Billy is something that you boil on a campfire.
Yep.
Billy. I don't know.
What about Billy Bong? What about Billy?
Oh, that Billy.
The Billy.
Of course.
Do you remember that? I mean, this was said in the 80s. I don't remember if people still use it now. Don't they just call it a bong?
Bong.
But see, in Australia, we'd call it, pass the Billy, mate.
Pass the Billy, yeah.
Which I was not a marijuana user.
Oh, but millions of years ago.
Steve was, they ran out. All right. Bit of all right.
Well, a bit of all right means that it's usually for a woman.
Yeah.
And she looks really good.
She does. Or he does. I guess the bush pig's looking over at the bar going, he's a bit of all right.
Bush pig? Is that an Australian term?
We love it. It is. I use it all the time. Look at that bush pig. Which is, typically an unattractive person. Could be a guy or a girl.
Yeah.
What about bizzo?
Oh, bizzo is business.
Yeah.
Short for business.
Yeah. What's all this bizzo?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about black stump?
Well, black stump, you usually use it like the other side of the black stump is like out back of.
That's it?
Yeah.
Block? As in, I'm going to do my block?
Oh, you're gonna lose your temper?
There's some of these I haven't heard. They must be older ones. Bloods with bottling.
Oh, that means that someone is very nice, very special.
Excellent person. Yeah. There's so many bloodies. There's bloody galah, bloody oath.
Oh. Bloody means sort of like very, I guess, if you want, like very, it doesn't make sense.
What if I said, Steve-O, we'll go down the bottle-o and then get blotto?
Oh, yeah, well, we're going to the bottle shop to get drunk. I love that. Lots of bees there.
He's a blowing.
Oh, blowing is someone from out of town.
Blowing the bag?
Oh, that's that's to do a road tide breath test.
Yeah.
Because they used to have those bags.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Some of these blow SHIT out of someone.
Blow?
He blew the crap out of me.
Oh, really?
What is that?
It means you get yelled at?
Yeah.
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 I haven't heard that phrase.
Made a blew my dough.
Oh, yeah. It means you lost your dough, usually on the GGs.
That's it.
There you go.
Which is what?
The horses.
Mate, I love it. What about, okay, mate, look at that bludger.
Oh, bludger is someone who's lazy.
Mate, now have a listen to this. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 uses of the word blue, right? And then blue, bluey. So
yeah.
What's it, when I say blue, Steve, had a blue, what does that mean?
They had a fight.
Okay. Bluey.
Bluey is you refer to someone who's got red hair.
Yeah. Blue-assed fly.
Oh, it's like I'm busy like a blue-ass fly, which is buzzing around all over the place.
Yep. Blue heeler. We said this one last time.
Oh, blue heeler? It's
New South Wales policeman.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Yeah, blue heeler, yeah.
Or police woman. Police person.
Police person.
Bluey, summons issued by a policeman, also a $10 note.
Oh,
I haven't heard that one for a while.
Yeah, because they used to be blue.
And last one, and we'll let it go with this one here. Right. Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle means for sure, no problems.
All right, done for today. Mate, we're still going on bees. Mate, there's so many there that I didn't know, right? Like it's just...
Australians are lazy, aren't we? We just talk about bees and it's stopped
Holy
there.
cow. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Anyway.
Let's get on with this podcast.
All right, on with the show.
Yep.